Hey everyone, Yoda here from RC Skunkworks ADP and my beautiful horse Rocky. And we're here with the beautiful little Freewing hand launch F-8. Rocky, just move off mate, move off. Go on, go on, move off, I'm busy. Go on, good boy. Okay, with the little F-8 from Freewing, it's kind of step back retro. Now we got the other one. It's a little bit retro, it's hand launched, it's only 64mm, it's very light. Hello big fella. And we're running a 2200 3-cell battery set up. It's a little plastic 64mm fan in it. Chad's got some still photos there of the fan and the setup. Oh, okay. But extremely light, very easy to hand launch. We just did a testing flight with it. We found, as typically with a lot of the Freewing stuff, the recommendation of throws was just a little bit coarse and extremely sensitive on the aileron at the low rates. So we've gone back and just reset rates down slightly instead of, we took about 25% off actually, so we're going to go for another test fly now. Nothing to be really concerned about. Everything pretty much just glues on in the build. You'll probably see on Motion's site, Motion RC, they did a quick build on it. The wings glue on, the tail plane glues on either side, the vertical fin glues on. We use 5-minute araldite and it seems to be all hanging on nicely. One thing to look out for is just get everything lined up nicely, so everything's square, lined up. Just eyeball it when you're gluing it and make sure it's all nicely straight and lines up to the wing so you don't create any turns in the aircraft. It needed a little bit of up elevator as a standard trim setting for neutral, just slight bit of up elevator. It looks to me like about 4 or 5 mil maximum at the trailing edge. You can see that. Ailerons, very little trimming. I think I clicked maybe 1 or 2 to get it straight. It's fine. We're running a gyro in this one, a receiver gyro from Hyperion, a little 7-channel combination receiver for Spectrum, and we probably had the gains a little bit low on the ailerons and it was still jiggling around a bit. I did turn it off just to test it, and it's definitely an airframe jiggle, so if you want it to fly smoothly I would recommend a gyro of some sort. It is a jet, full-size ones have gyros, that's how they work. So what else can I tell you about this one? The CG setting is virtually, if I can just turn it over there, about where, just in front of the servo horn is the CG, 125mm from the leading edge at the root. And with a 2200 3-cell battery pushed as far back as possible, we're getting a CG just slightly forward of that, so it's a safe CG to start flying it at. If you did need to push the battery further back or you're flying with a lighter battery, just make the adjustments. It is only foam, you can carve stuff out and make it work. So there's plenty of room there for batteries up to 2200. You could go a little bit bigger. If you're flying with a 2200, I'd recommend setting your timer at 4 minutes, and you'll be landing with about 30% left in it when you're flying at about 80 to 100% throttle most of the flight. Overall, yeah, nice little jet. It takes me back to the days when I used to throw small jets from the back here with lander fans in them and make them cook at 220 kph, all that sort of stuff. It's not quite as fast as those days, but I think with a little bit of doctoring we might even put a lander fan in this, an old 5-blader with a 4-cell setup, and it should go like a rocket then. Let's go for a fly. Okay, we're about to hand launch this F-8 from Freewing, 64mm job. Notice there, I forgot to say in the little talk we did before, I just put a little skid on the front there, a plastic skid. You can use all sorts of material, but that one I've had in the workshop for a while. Just glued it on the nose there, just to stop the nose from contacting the ground when you do land. It's a pretty rough paddock, this one, as you'll see in a minute. Hand launching, get a nice grip on it, just around about the CG, so it feels nice and comfortable to feel. And I like to use my mouth on the throttle so I can be very sure I'm getting a good hand launch. So here we go, guys. Full throttle. A little bit of nose up on the launch. That's better now. Straight away I can feel the settings are much better. Still gets a little bit of a jiggle. I think that's that gyro working a little bit too hard now. A little jiggle up, I don't know. It's definitely a gyro setting of some sort, but at the lower rates it's starting to feel like a smooth jet. The higher rates we had it, or the standard rates that Freewing was saying, just a little bit too sensitive for my liking. It's hard to fly smoothly and it rolls on its back very quickly at those rates, but it's nice now, very nice. I'll just bring it in for another pass. I think that gyro is just a little bit too coarse. I'll climb up and take a pass from around the back of the house here. It really does bring me back to the days of hand launching. It's good fun. I think we'll have another go at setting that gyro up. Take a fair bit off the gain this time. But it is fairly easy aircraft to fly when you get it set up nicely. Responds well, it's got adequate power. You saw the hand launch, just a little bit of nose up, let it fly, and it'll climb away quite nicely. Poor little gyro, I might even turn that off and just see how it goes. So gyro off. Yeah, definitely a gyro oscillation problem. Wow, even those low rates, and we've backed it right off, it just has huge aileron authority. So be very sensitive on the controls, guys. I'd be backing it off even further than what we've done here. So next flight I'll back it off another 20%, I'd say, on the ailerons. The elevator's okay, it's got a lot of bite. It works well. So landing, it's a no-brainer, it's just, especially in an uphill situation. Just slow it down. We've got a bit of a tailwind here at the moment. We'll just slow it down. I'm basically gliding there at the moment. I'll just hold the nose up. It is a rough strip, as I said. But F-8 from Freewing, guys, just a great little hand launch machine. Looks good too. You could put it on the bench at home and just have it as a static model. It looks really nice. Good one. Let's have another fly, eh? Alright guys, we've had 2 flights now with the F-8 from Freewing, the 64mm hand launch job. You can see there, I've got the well, they're calling them ailerons, they're kind of in the flat position there. I've got them trimmed with slight little bit of flap in. It just allows the tips to keep flying before the as the inboard stalls, so it just gives it a little bit more stability in flight. And we've backed the throws right off, so we've had 2 flights now. That's the aileron throw now. I'm at 50% on the dual rates on the transmitter at low rates with 25% expo, just to soften that aileron roll down because it is very, very twitchy. Elevator I've kept the same as what Freewing is advising on low rates. You can see there, it's got a lot of authority, but it's not twitchy. So I've got 20% expo dialed into that. We've also backed the Hyperion gyro receiver right down, so we'll see how it goes this time because we were getting a bit of gyro wiggle. So let's go for number 3 and see how we go. Okay, flight number 3, we'll see how she goes. We've backed off the control surfaces, which we just took some footage of, and we'll see how it goes now.
That looks so much cleaner.
Doesn't it?
Yeah, fully.
Just set up right now. And after the gun shooters. There we go. Well, F-8.